Yes, let's get continue. So today we'll start with the basic thing that is required for a DevOps engineer. Why? Because most of the organization they uses the Linux operating system. Yeah. Okay. So hence my student, our student, not my student, our student. Okay, should have a basic knowledge on the Linux operating system and how we need to work on the Linux operating system and some of the basic commands also. Okay, so regularly we use some of the commands to work in the Linux machine, including our DevOps commands. Okay, so fine. So first we'll discuss with the Linux. So Linux was started in the year of 1991 by Linus Torvalds. Okay, he was the person who invented this what do you call Linux operating system. Okay, in the year of 1991. Okay, and it is a multi-user and as well as, okay, let it be multi-user, right? Multitasking operating system here. Okay, so what is this multi-user and multitasking, guys? Okay, so multi-user in this sense, okay, so as the name suggests here, multi-user, that means the same operating system can be used by the any number of users, guys. Okay, that is called as a multi-user. And multitasking in the sense at the same particular point of time we can do n number of work. Okay, that is called a task, right? So assume I am doing one task, that is I am copying some files or whatever it is. At the meantime I am working on a VI editor or any kind of editors or whatever it is, any other process here. That is a multitasking here, that is in the same particular point of time it works here. That means assume in our old mobiles, right? Take the example of old mobile here. Okay, so there one of the, if you wants to use the multiple windows, right? So one window has to shut down, that is application has to, we need to close that and then we need to open. That was a single, it is not a multitasking, right? So multitasking in the sense the same in the same particular point of time, okay, we can do the multiple task here. That is called as a multitask operating system here. Okay, then it is a open source, guys. Okay, it's an open source operating system. What is the open source operating system? Okay, see, if everybody knows of the Microsoft Windows, right? Okay, so it is a paid service. That means we are purchasing the license, right, to use their operating system. Okay, but whereas the Linux operating system, it is an open source. That means we no need to purchase a license for this. Anybody can use this operating system here. That is free of cost, anybody can use that. Okay, that is the open source operating system. Then Linux is a case sensitive. Linux is a case sensitive. What is this case sensitive means, guys? Okay, case sensitive in the sense, for example, assume one command is there. Okay, take example of touch. Okay, sorry, touch. So touch is a one keyword. Okay, one command. Okay, so using that keyword, using that, okay, we can create a one file with a 0 bytes. Okay, that is the normal command, touch command. Assume if you make this T as a capital T, okay, small t as a capital T, then it will throw a error. Okay, why? Because Linux is a case sensitive. If the command is in the capital letter, then we need to type in a capital letter only, and if the command is in the small letter, then we need to write the command in the small letter only. That is what the case sensitivity. Okay, fine, yes. So this is some of the basic thing about the Linux operating system. Then comes the, what are all the flavors? Okay, the flavors. Okay, flavors of Linux operating system. What we mean flavors, guys? Okay, so take the example of the, what do you call, I can't hear you. Guys, everybody is facing the same issue. Guys, somebody reply. Everybody is facing the same issue. You guys can unable to hear me? Okay. Sridevi, I think it's a problem from your end only. Just disconnect and join one more time. Okay. Okay, Sridevi. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, what are the flavors of the operating system, guys? Okay, Linux flavors. See, if you want, take the example of the, what do you call, ice cream. You can take the example of ice cream, right? So the ice cream will be the same only, okay, but there are different flavors will be available, right? Like vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, in the same manner. Okay, here also we have a different flavors of operating system. So what are all the flavors? Okay, so first is the red hat. So the most of the organization uses this red hat only, guys. Okay, so most of the organization uses red hat. Then ubuntu, this operating system most of the persons will be knowing this, ubuntu, ubuntu. Then CentOS, right? Then SUSE Linux, okay, SUSE Linux. Then Fedora, okay. Then Gentoo, GNTOO, okay. Then Debian, then Slackware, okay. Then Mandriva, okay. So these are all the Linux operating system only, guys. So following are the Linux operating system with the different flavors here. That means there are different vendors is there, okay, for this. So some of them from Red Hat, some of the from Ubuntu, some of from CentOS, SUSE Linux, Fedora. So all these are the different flavors of the Linux operating system, guys. Okay. So this is also an interview question, guys. Once again, okay, different flavors of Linux operating system. Okay. So this is also an interview questions, guys. Okay. The next one, sorry, not this one. The next, which I am going to tell, that is the boot process. Okay, boot process. Boot process of the Linux operating system, guys. Okay, so what is this boot, right? Okay, so when you switch on the machine, guys, when you switch on your power button, right, of your computer, of your laptop, okay, so the first thing it is going to check is it will go to the your SMPS stands for simple SMPS. Sorry, guys, one second, I forgot that. Simple power supply something is that it will first go to the SMPS. Okay, from SMPS, the first thing it is going to do is it will activate the BIOS. Okay, so the BIOS stands for basic input and output system. Okay, so when you switch on this, what do you call, your switch computer button, power button, or a laptop power button, the first thing it is going to do is it will first check the BIOS. It will activate the BIOS. So BIOS stands for basic input and output system, guys. Okay, then what at all it is going to perform here? Okay, so first, okay, it searches the load and bootloader program here. Okay, what it is going to do, it will searches the load of the machine and executes the bootloader program here. Okay, then what else it is going to do, it will checks the Okay, it will check the floppy hardware devices. Okay, that is the floppy disk, CG drive, hard drive. Okay, then keyboard, monitor, all those kind of things. Okay, it will first check cities. Okay, so once the bootloader is loaded, okay, and loaded into the memory of the BIOS to control it. Okay, so once this loads the BIOS operating system, it will first activates all the hardware devices here. Okay, that is monitor, CPU. Okay, all those kind of things. It will first checks and loads the program, and once it is loaded, it is in and it gives the control to the BIOS operating system. Okay, then then once this BIOS loaded, right, then it will give to the bootloader. Okay, so the next step is a MBR. Okay, so MBR stands for master master boot record. ECURD. Okay, so MBR stands for master boot record, guys. Okay, so what it is going to perform here in the MBR. Okay, so it is located, it is when you open the hard disk, right? Okay, once again, guys, let's show you the hard drive. Hard disk. So hopefully everybody knows the hard disk. Okay, yeah, so take the example of this one, guys. Okay, so this plate is there, right? Okay, in this plate, the first sector is called as the it is located where it is located, it is located in the first sector here. Okay, and the size of this first sector will be the 512 bytes, guys. Okay, so MBR stands for first boot record. Okay, MBR stands for first boot record, and where it is located, it is first located in the first sector. Okay, and one more thing, the size of this boot record is 512 bytes, guys. Okay, how much the size? 512 bytes. Okay, so one second. So what are all the things it contains here? Okay, in the 512 MB bytes. Okay, so let me draw a figure. Okay, so just a second. Okay, assume, guys, this is a master boot record MBR. Okay, and this size is 512 MB bytes here. Okay, so what all the information it will be having here? Okay, so the first thing, it will be the first. Okay, assume till here it will be the around 446 bytes here. Okay, okay, I will write it later. Okay, just let me differentiate it. Okay, so under first record here. Okay, here it will be around 446 bytes, guys. Okay, in the total 512 MB bytes, right? So first it will be having 446 bytes. So then next, okay, so the next will be having around 64 bytes. Okay, 64 bytes. Then what will be the third one? Okay, so this will be having the 2. Okay, this will be having 2 bytes. Fine, guys. Okay, so out of 512 bytes here, we differentiate here. Okay, whether we distribute here. Okay, so how we are distributing? So under 446 byte, so here what are the information we'll get? Okay, here we'll get the information regarding the bootloader. Okay, here we'll get the information regarding bootloader. Okay, then what about the 64 bytes? So the 64 byte indicates it will checks the our partition here. Okay, partition. Okay, so what it means, partition, guys? Bootloader partition. Okay, so the bootloader indicates where is your operating system. So all the information regarding the your operating system, it will be loaded here. Okay, in the 446 bytes. So here you'll get the all the information regarding the image of our bootloader. Okay, so what is a 64 bytes partition here? So this indicates the partition of your hard drive, that is a C drive, D drive, E drive will be there, right? So those it is called as a partition table, guys. Okay, fine. Then what it is, 2 bytes then. Okay, so this 2 bytes is called as a magic number here. Okay, this is called as a magic number. So why this name magic number here? Okay, so why? Because assume guys, okay, you might be faced this anytime. Okay, so whenever there is an improper shutdown, right? Example I'm saying, okay, not exactly the same example I'm saying. Okay, so whenever you do the improper shutdown, right, so in the next startup, the Windows machine will ask for the one message you will get. Okay, so there was an improper shutdown, just do the normal checking, some kind of information it will ask for us, right? Okay, in the same manner, if anything goes wrong with the normal process, so this magic number 2 bytes, right, so this will automatically fixes the issue. Okay, hence this will be taken care by the entire boot record. So this entire process is called as a master boot record here, right? Okay, then what else it will be having? Okay, the first thing is sound not comes up. Guys, everybody is facing the same issue.
No, no.
Sachin, just disconnect and join. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Yes, then let's recall one more time. So first it will, whenever we switch on our laptop, first thing it is going to do the initialize the BIOS settings. Okay, so there is a basic input output system here. So it will first initializes all our hard drives, that is keyboard, mouse, printer, monitor, everything. Guys, please mute. Okay, so once the BIOS is done, and it will be having the information regarding our MBR, that is a master boot record. So this is the first sector in the in our hard drive, guys. Okay, and the size of this MBR is 512 MB. Okay, so under this 512 MB bytes, okay, so it has been differentiated into 3 categories. Okay, so the first 446 bytes will be having your information regarding your bootloader. So the bootloader will be having the information regarding your operating system. Okay, so the next 64 bytes will be having your partition of your hard drive. Okay, so the C drive, D drive, E drive will be there, right? In the same manner, in the Linux operating system, there will be another mount points. Okay, we are in the Windows machine, we call it as drives. Okay, whereas in a Linux machine we call it as a mount points. Okay, MOUNT mount point. Okay, then the remaining 2 bytes is called as a magic number. Okay, why it in the name magic number means, if anything goes wrong with the normal process, this 2 bytes will check that and try to fix that issue automatically. Okay, so that is what the MBR does. Okay, so then what else the information it will be having, guys, in the MBR? Okay, so it will also having the information regarding the next step of the MBR. So the next step of the MBR is the called as grub. Okay, sorry, grub. So what is this grub stands for? Okay, grub stands for grand unified sorry, boot loader. Okay, so what the grub stands for? Grub stands for in grand unified bootloader. Okay, so what it does, what's the grub stands for? Okay, and why we require this grub? Okay, so assume guys, oh, you might be faced with this issue in the earlier days. In the same machine we used to install Windows machine. At the meantime, any of the Linux operating system or any other operating system. There is a multi operating system we used to do, right? Okay, so at that time you will get a one flash message, okay, saying that which operating system has to load, right? Okay, so those information will be saved into this grub. Okay, so this configuration will be available in the boot, okay, grub one directory. This is a file, guys. Okay, grub.config. Okay, so the information will be available in this boot grub.config, guys. I have created one document, guys, regarding how your servers to be created. Okay, how your servers to be, what are the security remediations which we require to configure our servers. Okay, so I have the one my document which I have made. Okay, I will share it to you guys, okay, for your reference. Okay, not only this grub and all. Okay, so most of the around 80 to 60, sorry, 70 to 80 parameters which we need to set, okay, while creating the any one of the servers. Okay, so I will share it to you guys. Okay, then what are the information it will be having here? Okay, then grub is okay, grand unified bootloader, and this will give the some splash message, so saying that which operating system has to load. Okay, and at the meantime, guys, it also has the information regarding the next process that is called as a kernel. Okay, kernel here. So what this kernel here? Okay, so the mount file system. Okay, so what are the, when we load the operating system, right? So one root mount point, it is going to be created for the kernel here. So under that you'll get the some of the binaries, that is a normal only bin directory and sbin directory. So bin directory is a normal binaries will be having, whereas the sbin directory will be having the secured binary, guys. Okay, so what is the one of the both bin and sbin will be having the same binaries, but it's quite different is that the secured binary, in this sense, only the root user can perform the, can execute those tasks here, can execute those commands. So for example, we can take the example of John, that is a changing the ownership of the file. Okay, so if the normal user can change the file, means he can do whatever he want, or what I mean the no, if any critical or any important file is there, okay, if we give the user, if we give the permission to that user, any other normal user, he can do whatever he want. Okay, so for that, to restrict his accessing to the files, okay, so only the root user privilege can do such task here. Okay, some of the example I said. Okay, fine. And it also what do you call, it also has the information regarding the init rd. Okay, so what is this init rd? Init rd stands for initial ram. So whenever our kernel is going to start, right? Okay, initial ram is going to be analyzed, sorry, assigned to our what do you call, kernel here. So using that, it is going to boot the temporary root file system here. Okay, and it also boots the file system for the kernel here. Fine. And okay, and it also has the next information. Okay, so this is the, so if you check it out, guys, okay, all the this process, right, it is it is dependent on the previous step, right? Okay, in the same manner, this kernel will be having the information regarding the next process. Okay, that is called init. Okay, so what is this init? Okay, as the name suggests here, it is going to initialize. Okay, and here you will be having the n number of options here. Okay, suppose for example, if you want to use a single user mode, okay, here we can set the values. Okay, so where we can, as I told, here we can set the values. Okay, but where we can save this? Okay, so for that, you'll get a one configuration file in the etc. So guys, keep it in mind, most of the configurations will be available in the etc directory only. Okay, so make sure while making any file, removing or doing any other task, be careful. Okay, init tab. Okay, so this is the one file, guys. Okay, so there we can initialize our run levels here. Okay, so the examples are, so let me make a point of it. So 0. Okay, so first is 0. So 0 stands for halt, that means it is going to halt your operating system. Okay, then first, that means it is a single sorry, single user mode. Okay, there is a single user mode, guys. Okay, fine. Then 2. So here we need to, in this file, guys, we will set all these values, okay, in the etc init tab. Okay, guys, it might be boring, okay, since it is only the theory part, okay, of the Linux basic things. Okay, so once we start with our regular class, okay, you will be comfortable. So 1 stands for single user mode, then 2 stands for multi-user mode. Okay, then 3 stands for full multi-user mode. Okay, sorry, this is, okay, multi-user mode without NFS. Okay, and this is full multi-user mode. Okay, right. Then what else? And 6 is for the reboot of your machine. Okay, 6 is for reboot. Then what else? Okay, then 4 is for unused. Okay, unused. Okay, so another one I'm unable to recall, guys. Okay, I will update you on that. Fine. Okay, so it will be having all these run levels, guys. So these are all called as a run levels here. So where we need to set in this directory, guys, okay, in the etc init tab. So this is the one file there we need to do. So what is the use of this initial run levels, guys, right? Okay, so I will take example of this reboot. Okay, if you wants to what do you call, uh okay, you want to reboot your machine here. Okay, so how you will reboot, guys? Okay, usually in a Windows machine, just click on this and you guys will do restart here, right? In the same manner, if you want to reboot your machine, what you can do is you can simply execute the command, right? Okay, in the command prompt, just open the command terminal. Okay, and open the terminal. If you want to reboot your machine, just execute init 6. Okay, why? Because it will reboot your machine. Why? Because in this file, right, in this file we have given 6 as a reboot. That means if you execute init 6, guys, your machine is going to be reboot. If you want, you can try, guys. Okay, and don't try in any of the production servers, guys. Okay, first of all, they won't give the permission. You guys will not be having the permissions, but don't try also. This is not good. Okay, if you are using in your local machine, you can try. If you execute init 6, it is going to reboot your machine. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, so the next is, and it also has the information regarding your run level program also. So these are all the run levels, guys, and you're also having the information regarding our run levels. Okay, fine, guys. So where we will set all these things, right? Okay, so you'll be having the n number of run levels, guys. Okay, run levels 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so where we can set, okay, like this in the etc directory. Okay, so rc dot d, okay, dot rc 0 dot d. This is the one configuration file, guys. There we need to set all these values here. Okay, so this is the normal what do you call, how what do you call, boot process of the Linux operating system, guys. Okay, so first is the BIOS, then mbr stands for master boot record, then stands for then is the grub, that is the grand unified bootloader, then kernel, then init 6, then run level program, guys. Okay, so let me add it here, run level program. Okay, so this is what the how the Linux operating system boots, guys. Okay, so this is the interview question, guys. If you know in the first, the whenever you go for the line, sorry, DevOps engineers interview, right? So the first question they are going to ask you, do you know the how the Linux operating system boot? Okay, then you need to say yes. How it is going to do means just explain these things: BIOS, MBR, grub, kernel, init, and run level program. Simple. Okay, is that clear, guys? Is that clear, guys? Any doubts?
About last point, run label. Can you explain it
Pardon?
again?
Sorry.
La- Run label program. Can you explain it again?
Okay, run level program. Okay, so depending on your default init level settings, right, so will be executes the program here, okay, using any one of these directories here. So where is the directories? So here I mentioned, right, here is init etc rc, sorry, okay, so this is the one configuration file here. Okay, so under this configuration file we will set the run levels here. Okay, so under this directories, so some of the files it will starts with s, and some of the files will starts with k here. Okay, so what it's s stands for and what its k stands for. Okay, so s stands for startup, and k starts for kill here. Okay, so when we're executing with the what do you call, if you wants to kill any one of the file, okay, so 12 s12 stands for startup and k stands for kill here. Okay, so at that time you can use s12 syslog, example of syslog k, it will kill your that file here. Okay, so usually it will be done by the what do you call, system admin guys. Okay, we are not going to touch all these configurations, but for our understanding purpose I'm explaining this run levels. Okay, so the all the directories will be having in the same sequence only. Okay, here it's a zero is there, right? Or are you going to see the boot process practical? Yeah, sure, I will teach you by the next class. Okay, so all these configurations I will show you tomorrow. So I thought of showing today only, but unfortunately my AWS account hasn't suspended. Okay, otherwise I would have showed that. So let me check once again. I have already made the payment. Just a second, let me see if it is available. Hey guys, are you available? Everybody can able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys, the network issue happened. Sorry. Just a second, guys. Okay, so just a second. Let me try with my credentials. Okay, authentication tool because your account has been suspended. Fine, guys. Okay, it is still it is not active. Okay, so by next class, right? So just go to the amazon.com. Just a second. Array, yeah. Fine, guys. Okay, so this is your official page, okay, of the Amazon Web Service. Just click on this sign into console. Okay, so there you'll get the sign up option. Okay, so just do the sign up, and there it will ask for the create new AWS account. So here it will ask us some of the basic information, okay, like email address, password, AWS account name, okay, and later on they will ask for the any one of the credit or debit card details, guys. Okay, so they will going to deduct you 2 rupees for that, just for verification purpose, saying your account is authenticated or no. Okay, and make sure, guys, my kind advice, use any dummy account. Okay, that means if your guys are not using that account, right, so that account number you use. Okay, why? Because if anything, if you misuse that, okay, so unfortunately if you forgot to shut down the what do you call instances there, okay, they are going to charge you like anything. Okay, so be careful while using this AWS. Okay, so by default they are going to give around 300 hours free, I think. Okay, that is for 1 month we can use that. Okay, and one more important thing is, whenever we are our instance is running, right, at that time only they are going to charge for that. When your instance is down, they are not going to charge. Okay, and some of the instance it is free only, but for verification purpose they are going to credit a 2 rupees, sorry, debit a 2 rupees, and within 24 hours they are going to credit you back. Okay, but be careful while using this. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is all about the some of the basic things regarding our Linux boot process, guys. Okay, so by next, sorry, tomorrow, okay, we'll work with the directory structure of the how the directory structure in the Linux operating system, and some of the commands which we are going to use in the daily basis. Okay, then we'll go for the our regular class, that is our Git. That is our first tool in the what do you call version control system, that is a Git. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, Tushar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hi Sridevi, joined her.
No, I'm here since the class started.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, any other doubts?
So Tushar, classes will be like every day, right?
Yeah, every day at 9 p.m. IST, Sridevi.
9 p.m. Okay, cool.
IST, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Any
many
other
total?
doubts, guys? Sorry?
How many lectures are there?
Around 60 hours, guys, okay? So, yesterday you have your good name? Akshay.
60.
Sorry?
Uh, Total number of lectures 16 or 60?
60, 60.
Okay.
Okay. Have you attended the, what do you call, yesterday's workshop?
No, not able to attend that.
Okay. It is available in the YouTube. Okay, just attend the workshop, you will come to know what are the tools which you are going to cover, and everything is available in that. Okay,
Okay.
so just a second, I will check whether it is available here only. Yeah, okay, so this was our yesterday's workshop. Okay, so here we started with the linux boot process. Okay, here we have started. So tomorrow we'll work with the commands, with the example, and with the directory structure. So once this completes, then we'll start with the our git and github. So these are all the, so this is the one tool. Under that, these are all things which you are going to cover. Okay, so this is everything is available in the YouTube. Okay, if the Durga soft subscription link, okay, you can check it out. Okay, so git and then maven, sonar cube, okay, then nexus, jfrog, jenkins. So under jenkins, these are all the concepts which you are going to cover. Okay, then ansible. Okay, here it is very important, guys. Don't miss these classes, guys. Jenkins, ansible, okay, docker and kubernetes, it is most important. Okay, if you skip any one of the class, it is quite difficult to understand. Okay, hence it's my kind advice, don't miss the class once we start all these tools. Okay, so we will learn all these tools separately, independently. So once everything is done, then we'll integrate all the tools with the jenkins. Then at the end of our course, we are going to execute one CI/CD process, that is a continuous integration to continuous delivery. Okay, the entire CI/CD process with a real-time project, I will explain you guys. Okay, so I think the what do you call, the architecture you might be knowing. Just a second, if the screenshot might be available, let me check. Okay, so this is the architecture, the CI/CD process. So from once we do all of completion of our course, right? So from here, from starting to till deployment, we will do one single project. Okay, fine guys, is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so any other doubts? So today and tomorrow, okay, some of the basic theory part I'm going to cover. Okay, from day after tomorrow onwards, we'll start working on hands-on. Okay, so any other doubts, guys?
No.
Fine, Yogesh. So after this class, I'm going to share the notes, guys. I have prepared the notes, so I will share it with you also. Okay, to everybody. I will share it to the Durga Soft, and Durga Soft will share the notes to everybody. Okay, and this class will also be recorded and it will be shared to you in your Google Drive. Okay. Any prerequisite like system and any software installation, nothing Maligarshan. Okay, I will do that. I will take care of that. Okay, just create a AWS account here. Simple. That one prerequisite you require. Just sign up here. Okay, so the rest of the things I will take care. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, any other doubts, guys? So once you complete the DevOps course, guys, okay, kindly do the AWS, sorry, not AWS, Kubernetes certification. Okay, so it is very important for a DevOps engineers. If you clear this exam, then it is an advantage, but it's not a mandatory. Okay, CK. Okay, okay, so this one, Kubernetes certified Kubernetes administrator, guys. This one you try to clear. Okay, so for this also we are taking the class. It is only on the weekends. Okay, that is as per the Linux Foundation, what the syllabus they are offered, right? The same syllabus which we are going to cover. Okay, and this one, if you require, you can clear it. Okay, so we will help you on that in the developer also. Okay, but for a DevOps engineer, CK is enough for us. Okay, Kubernetes administrator, because most of the organization now they are going for the microservice architecture. Okay, hence it is quite important now. Since there is a less engineers, there is a huge openings. Okay, for the DevOps with Kubernetes. Okay, is that clear, guys? If any doubts, please drop a message. Okay, I will help you on that. Let me show you the syllabus as well, guys. Okay, so this is the curriculum. Okay, and so these are all syllabus, guys. Okay, so out of 100%, okay, so these are all how they are distributed. Okay, for scheduling, monitoring, okay, application life cycle. So all those things according to this syllabus only we are taking the class. Okay, with the examples, with the real-time scenarios. Okay, if anybody interested, you can consult to the Durga soft. Okay, so as per this cloud native, okay, that is a Linux foundation. Okay, guys, if no doubts, okay, tomorrow we'll continue at the same time, 9 p.m. IST. Okay, if any doubts, please drop a message. Okay, bye, take care.
Bye, Tushar.
Yeah,
Bye
bye.
bye. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye, guys. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Take care. Good night. Have a great day.
Same to you.